Hi guys, welcome to match 1 of season 17, our first match coming out of placements. So obviously I placed at 1752, which I was a bit disappointed in, but I'm pretty confident that was down to some lackluster Ana and Sombra play in a couple of the matches. And here we're heading back to Hanamura. So I was here a couple of games ago, one of my placements, where I think I had an okay game, cool. But as a team we did sort of fall apart a bit in the later rounds. But I came into this one really fired up. I think particularly off the back of a disappointing placement match, I really wanted to try and climb quite quickly and build back some SR, try and get back to at least the 1900s, where I spent quite a bit of last season. So yeah, I came in with a good mindset, good motivation. I'm not sure it quite lasted all the match, but I came in with the right mindset. At least I think I was inspired by it. Was the Shock versus was the Hunters, the Dynasty I think, the stage 3 quarterfinal playoff,
that's on the choke,
where, spoiler alert, the Shock put in a real strong attitude and came back from a bad period to ultimately win. So yeah, I came in fired up. And I take the high ground. Obviously most of my team set up on the choke, which is alright. I didn't really want to set up down there because you end up with not too great angles. I quite like here, and here I'm able to watch the window as well, so I call it out. I chuck some orbs in. As soon as I get into damage range, I drop down, which is good because I mean, Reaper's one of those people you don't want to take a one-on-one with. Sombra comes in, we deal with them quite nicely, and we win the first fight. Now, one of the things that's common to see in this first round is our Reaper and McCree. They do quite a lot of work, quite far out in front, pretty overextended. I mean, it's less of a concern for the Reaper because that's kind of what Reaper does. Now the Reaper goes down there. Again, I see the enemy Reaper coming in the window again. He's the same play as before. I'm able to get a bit more damage on him this time than I did before. But again, I drop down to avoid taking the duel. I'm calling it out, which is good. Now I'm forced to take the duel. I do pretty well, I think, to get one over. Obviously, he came in at 50%, and I think I was getting a bit of help from either on McCree or on Moira. But I win the duel, and that's good.
Sombra's behind us.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep the Bastion up. Sombra comes in. That aim was really poor there. I think I threw, what was it, 3-4 orbs and didn't land a single hit. Need to do better on that. I mentioned before in my last video about recent video about duels, one-on-one duels need to get better. Reaper's closed me down again. I have a good duel with him there actually. Then I get a good pick on the Sombra. We're able to stabilize here.
Good work, guys.
So again, similar point to take away from before. I need to get better at one-on-one duels. I did alright there, but I didn't feel I was great, particularly against that with the aim on the Sombra there. But anyway, we're able to stabilize and set up. You can see our McCree and Reaper are both overextended out front there. Reaper does manage to get a pick on their Reaper. We'll get a couple more picks. So again, it looks like we're doing really well to hold here, and our aggressive play is working out quite well. I'm playing a bit cautious. I was being a bit more cautious about the window. Obviously, having hit their Reaper twice through there, I was maybe expecting something a bit different, or for them to come for me. And Genji, it's actually their Sombra, I think, that swaps the Genji. Again, I don't want to take that duel knowing that it's maybe not my strong point, and it's one I don't have to take solo at this point either. So I can just hide. So I called out that the Genji was coming around. I know he's on point. Our Reaper comes in, so we're going to help him out. I didn't really get made to pay for it there, but I should have managed that deflect a bit better. Our Reaper comes back to help, but we're able to we scare off the Genji. He runs off to the left. I'm not going to chase him. The Reaper's not going to chase him, which is good. So while he's over there, not causing any problems, we'll leave him.
He's teleporting upside.
Now I know we can get this Reaper. Again, I do land a hit on him there, I think, but similar to Sombra before, my aim could just do to be that bit better there. Now, obviously, we lose both our Orisa and our Moira there. I did have Transcendence, so it's a question as to whether I could have used it there. I don't think I mean, I wouldn't have stopped the Riptire, so the Moira would have gone down. Maybe could have saved the Orisa if I'd been focusing more. There was quite a distance though, and we're actually going to watch that play back in a second as well, using the replay viewer. To see it in more detail, because as you can see, that's the play that allows them to take point A. So I want to use this replay viewer, the new thing that's coming with the new update, to just sort of analyze that, run through it, see exactly what happened, because it all comes down to their Junkrat. This is him. Sorry, the player icons haven't loaded. The replay viewer still seems a little bit glitchy. So the Junkrat died there, and we're going to watch him come out of spawn. We're going to watch his journey to the point. So this is the enemy Junkrat we're watching. So I'm the red team at the moment. Come in here. You can see our McCree's overextended there, and he gets picked off first. Although we trade that for a kill on their Reaper as well. So Junkrat comes around to the right, and our Orisa oversteps. Our Orisa steps out, which is the problem. Had I been closer to her, that's where I could have busted the Transcendence and got her out of that hole. However, I would have had to be right on the choke, so I would have been a problem. He then throws in the Riptide to take out the Moira. This is where he comes in and kills me. So I was a bit naive to have my back to him there, but he does actually fly in quite quickly on the replay. And now they dive the point, and he gets a good kill on the Reaper. So I mean, that point take, that was all about that Junkrat play. I mean, obviously we didn't help ourselves. The Orisa made a mistake overstepping. I made a mistake sort of being out of position and turning my back on the Junkrat. The Moira didn't really make a mistake. She just had to take a Riptide to the face. And I think she was she also got punished for Orisa's mistake as well, I'd say. Anyway, I was talking about maybe could have used the Transcendence before, but I see the Reaper ult coming in there. I bust it, and I get really good value for it.
That's going high left.
So I'm taking up a nice position over here. I want to poke out, chucking damage wherever they're rushing from, keep the healing orb. Fortunately, our Bastion gets taken out. I think that was a combination of the Diva Bomb taking the shield out, and then just a stray grenade coming in. So Reaper comes round the right hand side and closes me down. Again, I mean, I'm not sure that's a duel I would have won anyway. That's a bit unfortunate. Now, you saw that obviously there's damage orb and stuff going on the other side, so I do make the decision to come out this side. I make a big mistake here. I thought the Reaper was going back onto the point, so I was firing at him from behind, but he doesn't. He comes for me again, and I was really disappointed with that at the time, obviously, because I died to the Reaper in a one-on-one in that position, literally about 12 seconds before. And then I walked straight out there and do the same again. That was poor play on my part. And now that the Reaper's now that he's got me again, I went out the other door that time, but we've actually managed to stabilise on the point in the meantime. I mean, I was sticking to Zen because that's who I wanted to play as. In retrospect, when I look at this, and it's not to say I can necessarily play her well, but the switch to Brigitte might actually have been pretty good here, actually, with that Reaper keep closing in. The Brigitte could have stunned him or knocked him back. Again, the Reaper sneaks around that corner. I'm more alert to it this time, and obviously I had the Orisa and Bastion covering me, but he comes in, he's able to get his ult off. It took out the Bastion, it massively weakened the Orisa, and it also forced the Moira out of position, allowing the Widow to pick her off. Now the Junkrat Riptide comes in. I kind of get blocked off by the Diva there, and they actually managed to take the point. So it was good play on their part. I think I could have done better. I'm not sure Zen was the right pick there, given what was going on. But we're going to watch again. We're going to watch the winning play there, which is from the Reaper. Again, he comes out of spawn. I did have this view in from a spectator angle, but it didn't pick up very well on the record. So anyway, we watch it first person. So the Reaper teleports over here. Actually, there was a fight before this one as well, where he came over this side and he won a duel against our Reaper on this side to start the fight off. Same again there, although he had help from the Widow this time. Now you can see he's waiting for his ultimate to come online. Very smart of him. And he raced around the corner, knowing where we are. Busts it out. Really good play on his part. There, and it's something I should have been ready for because he'd come in there before. Again, that Death Blossom, I say, it killed the Bastion, massively weakened the Orisa, which kind of forced her back, prevented her being on the point, and it forced that Moira out of position, allowing the Widow to pick her off, and that's how they finished the round. If I'd gone to Brig there, I probably could have stunned him mid-ult, done a lot better. Anyway, not to say that I have much practice on Brig anyway, so maybe the switch ultimately wouldn't have been a great idea, but it's interesting to kind of watch these things back and think about that sort of switch. I'm going to try and use the replay viewer more in my videos, so I hope you enjoyed what you've seen here and the extra layer of analysis I'm adding. I really want to look into some of these lost fights and kind of work out exactly what went wrong, even if it's not my mistake. Like maybe on that first point with the Orisa stepping out, but actually looking at that and thinking, okay, even if it's not my mistake, here's how I could help the situation, and even if it's not my mistake, help cover someone else's, or if, you know, it might help highlight target priority. Like there, it was interesting to note. Again, I've not shown the full clip there because I didn't want to make this a massive video or just show you the same match several times from different angles. But that Reaper, he had come around that side a couple of times and got good value each time for it, and obviously he was beating me in the duels. So it would be interesting to see whether in future games there are things like that which happen that I failed to pick up on. But anyway, we're on the attack now. I was a bit worried that we were going in with 5 DPS or whatever it is here, or 4 DPS, 2 healers, but he switches to Reinhardt at the last minute. And their D.Va pushes out. You can hear me on the comms, I see her, and it's like, oh, get in there, get on her, get her. Because I mean, obviously we've just come out of spawn. We almost managed to get to a 6-on-5 situation. And I was up to 25% of my ult before I'd even hit this corner. So they're playing the Bastion there, similar to what we did actually. So I'm being cautious about stepping up. I just want to peek, throw in the alternative fire, try and break the shield, or wait for the Reinhardt to drop his shield. Reinhardt charges in there. I moved forward because I wanted to back him up. Unfortunately, I think he got his charge a bit wrong there because he hit the doorway. You'll be able to see it here. There, he hits the doorway. If he'd have got that charge right and come right at the Bastion, assuming he wasn't killed mid-charge, we maybe would have been in there. So yeah, I stepped out there because I wanted to back up the Reinhardt, and I got stuck in a bit of no man's land, to be honest. So that's okay, not ideal, but not the worst thing. So now again, I've got the Discord on the Bastion, and I want to just peek, chucking the orbs because there's no shield there at the moment. I call out that shield's low. There's no one really able to follow up on it. Again, there, the shield's back, and they're really camped in that room. I thought I was going to die to that coalescence there, but I'm running away. I think I got help from a Moira orb in the meantime there, and I managed to escape. I think I dropped something like 4 HP or something at the lowest point, I think, there. But I get away with it. Now we've got the counter coalescence. Their Reinhardt comes charging in. That's a gift for us.
Pushing now.
Really good ult by Symmetra, which allows us to push in on the Bastion. Unfortunately, we don't quite get him. He busts his ult just as I bust my Transcendence. And now we do get him. He charges forward out of position. It's the weird thing about a Bastion. It can be really good, but it can also be really weak. Sometimes a Bastion's better just staying in its sentry position. Where it is. So now this is brilliant. This is a brilliant opportunity for us to push in. Reinhardt, again, he comes charging in. Pretty much gifting us the point there. This time the Moira does chase me down with the coalescence. It was all getting a bit messy there, and obviously we've lost the Reinhardt. If I were to stick with my Roadhog there, I would have been sticking with him while the Reinhardt swung his hammer at me. So yeah, I maybe should have been a bit further to the right and stood back, so I was still looking through the doorway. I was still chucking in orbs, but I was at a longer distance because I think Zen's damage doesn't actually drop off with range, so it would have been better. Now it looks like we're pushing hard to the second point, having taken the first point. Good job by my teammates. so I want to back them up. So I peek in there. I see those guys going around there now. I'm being a bit cautious about stepping across the border there. I was kind of waiting for them to come around the right, then I'd engage from this side as well. I'm really, now I'm just peeking. I can see the Bastion set up behind the Reinhardt shield on the left. Damage orb comes in, so I run away from that. Now unfortunately, it's kind of, I've got stuck here, Moira's got stuck over there, so we're just kind of waiting for backup. So I run around here for the health pack. And unfortunately the damage orb comes in here. I think that was really unlucky actually, that death. Because I'd just seen a damage orb float away somewhere outside. And then I guess she must have just charged and fired off another one immediately. But that was an unlucky death down there. I mean, I was out of position. However, having said that, if I'd have stuck with my Moira and my Roadhog, I probably would have ended up cornered in the other health pack room next to the point anyway. So that was probably a death either way. Anyway, see here, I was pushing back to the point, but all my team go down. We've lost that one, so I just sort of hang about here. I'll wait for some of my team to come back.
Okay, let's just poke for a bit. Let's build up some ults.
I see that we've lost our tank, so we are now 2 healers, 4 DPS, and I'm a bit worried about what we're going to do here. I mean, if we've got loads of damage, then we might be able to pull it off. And I called out the poke for a bit. Let's not charge in. Let's poke and build up our ults. If you've got a little bit of time, and it's one of those things, especially when you've got loads of DPS, it's kind of a case of, well, if we come in with a barrage and a Symmetra wall and a coalescence and whatever else we've got, you know, we'll probably win. So I see the Bastion isolated without the shield, and we're able to pick him off. It's really good. Now again, we're able to get a load of kills, so just chuck the damage in. Now I get onto the point to make sure that we're capturing it. He starts going against me. I think the Bastion got rezzed in the meantime, so I pop out the Transcendence, keep us all alive. Now I hide. I'm going to have him. I knew I was going to have him, but unfortunately he fires off a shot at me. We actually take each other out there. So I'm happy enough with my play there, to be honest. I busted Transcendence at the right time to keep us up, and then I took cover, charged my alternative fire, knowing that I was going to hit that Bastion as soon as he comes onto the point, and I do. I take him out. It's just unfortunate that he was able to get a shot off. Obviously minor projectile, so there is a I don't know, half a second travel time or something that just allows him to get that shot off and takes us both down. I mean, I think he'd already got 2 of my teammates, so the attack was probably over either way, so it's not the worst thing. But I think that was decent enough play by me. I'm happy with that. Now again, I'm just poking damage here. They've not seen me yet, so I'll just weaken the shield for free while I'm waiting for my team to engage. Someone runs in there and dives, and I think it's our Reaper. So we basically did to them what they did to us last round. Nice. And now it's just a case of everyone get on the point and kill anyone that's coming near it. Dragon Strike comes in, doesn't get any value for it. I get a good pick on him. Discord on the soldier. I'm going for that Mercy to prevent the res. We get her. And the good thing is all these kills are coming through with a Discord orb on them. So I'm getting good value here for my team. And hopefully I'm really enabling this capture.
Good work, guys.
Yeah, so decent round there, decent passage of play, decent attack there. Again, that started off with our Reaper. He went in, the same as their Reaper did actually. It was a very similar move. You saw it, he ran around there, and then he took out the Bastion. Then I think he busted his ult, which got the Mercy as well. And now we're tied up 2-2. Now one thing to note actually, and you can go back and check, I'm sure they finished the first round with 35 seconds on the clock. Yeah, they did. But their time got rounded up to 1 minute 18. I don't know how that happens. I thought it would get rounded up to 1 minute. I'm not quite sure on that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being thick and missing something obvious. But I was very confused by this at the time as to why they finished with 35, but they had 1 minute 18. I can't remember what happened to our time. I think that's accurate to what we finished at.
Again with the shield and the Bastion. We're going to run this comp. Ideally, Symmetra, can you put teleporters down to get us through the window? And we'll rotate round the left. We'll go onto the point from the back.
So here I saw that we're going in with, what is it, 4 or 5 DPS. Now Now, I wasn't going to complain about it. Again, this could be our last season that we see free choices for Yorta 222. Hopefully we'll get an announcement this week. But I started to embrace it. And I call out, maybe Symmetra could put a turret through the teleport through the window. We'll go around the left side. We'll go all the way around onto the point and just mess them up that way. However, as you can see, my team completely ignore it. And we go around to the right. So they are set up in a similar position as before. We've actually got 3 healers now, sorry, and 3 DPS, 3 healers. So we're pushing in. Well, I think we're probably enabled by just all this healing, the immortality field. I'm trying to make the most of the immortality field here. And I think I have some good aggressive play there actually, and I helped take out both the Orisa and the Bastion. So we cracked the bunker, and we're straight onto the point. So we've done a really good job here, and we've played really aggressively. We've probably made the most of our suboptimal team comp. You know, we've played aggressive to get the most damage out of our DPS. And we've backed it up with a load of healing to just keep us alive. And we've probably fed their ults quite a bit, but it's one of those at this point, you know. We only had a minute on the clock, so I'd trade giving them 6 ults in order to, if it guaranteed us taking the point. Again, we're playing aggressive here going in. There's not much time to do anything but play aggressive. I was taking the damage there, so I dropped down. I was on 8 HP, and the Widow, I wasn't really expecting a Widow because I hadn't seen one yet. I had actually, maybe in the first round actually there was a Widow for a brief time, but I wasn't expecting her up there. Maybe could have been more aware, but I guess that it was, you know, it's such a last minute push. It is just everyone charged for the point. I was on 8 HP, so I was clinging on anyway. But anyway, that finishes the round. I mean, we got a point. We got a point out of 1 minute. Which is decent. Can't complain about that. And they've only got 1 minute 18. And bear in mind, last round we held them for like 3 minutes on the first point. You know, this is definitely feeling winnable. So let's see what we pick up here. So we've got the Orisa again, which is good. I think without the Orisa we might struggle here. We've managed to pick up both the Moira and the Baptiste. I think. Do we continue with these? Oh no, he goes back to the Bastion. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously we've now got Orisa, Bastion, Baptiste, Zenyatta. And I think, is it a Torb as well we've got? So this is a really good comp actually. This is really good for the situation we're in, especially with like the Bastion and the Torb. They allow you to play that sort of, or set up that sort of cheese comp. You know, maybe if we end up with a turret in an unexpected position, especially because we've not played Torb yet, so they're probably not expecting it, because they've probably got at most 2 attacks here, or 2 proper attacks. So it's like, you know, we win the first one and then we throw everything at the second one. Coming through the window. Reaper, same strategy again. So he's coming through there, so I duck down and pull back. Anyway, I decided to take out Reinhardt as priority target. The Reaper, he's only got eyes for me though, to be honest there. And maybe should have been more alert to it, acknowledging that he was more of a threat to me. I mean, he took me out really quickly there actually, so I don't think I could have won that one-on-one. Obviously, when I dropped down that time, I came over more to the middle of the area. Previously, I was dropping down and going under bridge. Maybe I should have done that again, so at least I was hidden from the Reaper. He wouldn't necessarily know exactly where I was. I mean, when a Reaper comes down, he's gunning for you. It is just difficult at that range. I was a bit disappointed, especially given how important it is that we win, that we hold this point. I was disappointed in myself there. But I come back on, help out with that kill. I pick off the Sombra. And we're able to stabilise on the point as their clock ticks down. This is looking really good. Now it looks like we're probably just going to stay on the point, make our stand here. So I'm in a good position for Zenyatta, because again I can just chuck damage right through there. See, I don't think I have drop off from my damage, so really good position for me here. Right in there, I rushed in a bit too quick there. I was a bit too desperate to just chuck damage in. I think
I should have been expecting the deflect. Disappointing play there again. I think that was maybe a bit panic mindset, as in just see someone, attack them, and that ultimately leads to a death there.
Brilliant work,
But
guys. Well played.
we're able to pick up the win nonetheless, which is the great news. It's great to start the season off with a win here on Hanamura, and I think it definitely had some good passages of play there. A couple of bits to work on. Those one-on-one duels is the thing that's jumping out more than anything for me. When I've lost, it's been one-on-ones more than anything. So I'm going to take that away and look at how I can practice some of those, probably with some AI stuff. I might have a look in the workshop and see some aim trainers or whatever in there. I'm also going to try and use the replay system more, so I hope you enjoyed seeing it here. It's probably coming up in future vids to again look at what's going wrong in these plays to try and build my understanding of the game, because hopefully if I've seen the same things over and over, again whether it's my mistake or not, hopefully I'll be able to carry that into future games, read the game a bit better, anticipate them and help save them off. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any feedback or any tips for me to improve or anything, please leave them below. I haven't played another match yet, but I will be doing soon, and as soon as I've done that I'll get that up. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.